All right. If you've ever felt like you're just shouting into the void with your job applications, getting ghosted, rejected, or just nothing, then you need to see this. We are about to break down a masterclass from executive coach Marcus Hall. He's got this game-changing strategy that's helped over 300 of his clients land incredible six-figure jobs. We're talking jobs over $200,000 in under 60 days. So what's the secret? Okay, let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about why your job search feels so impossible. I promise you, it is not in your head. The data shows that less than 2% of online job applications ever lead to an interview. Think about that. For every 100 resumes you send out, 98 of them are basically guaranteed to end up in a digital trash can. The system is absolutely broken. But the good news is, you don't have to play by its rules anymore. So here's the game plan for how we're going to flip the script. First, we'll dig into exactly why our applications are failing. Then, we get to the good stuff, the core of this method, a one-two punch called the solution asset and the value validation project. We'll see how it works in the real world, check out a tool that makes it all happen fast, and then tie it all together to, actually winning the job offer. Okay, let's start with the problem. Marcus Hall calls this the 98% rejection zone. And honestly, it's where most people spend their entire job search just clicking submit day after day and hearing nothing but crickets. The key takeaway here is that it's not because you're unqualified. It's because the process itself is designed for you to fail.
So what's really happening inside this application black hole? Well, for starters, a single job post can get anywhere from 250 to over 1,000 applicants. You're just one name in a sea of names. Second, you've got these applicant tracking systems, the ATS robots, that are programmed to just scan for keywords, and they kick out perfectly good candidates all the time. And finally, let's be real, most resumes are generic and they just fail to stand out. When you sound like everyone else, you get ignored like everyone else.
So, how do we completely bypass this broken system? The first piece of the puzzle is what Hall calls a solution asset. This is your secret weapon. This is the key that gets you past the robot gatekeepers and directly in front of the actual human beings who can hire you.
So what is a solution asset? Think of it like a diagnostic report for the company. It's a short, super tailored document, maybe a page or two or a few slides, that proves you've done your homework. It shows that you've already identified their biggest headaches, their most urgent problems, and you're walking in the door with a plan to fix them. It instantly changes you from just another applicant into a problem solver.
And the magic is in its structure. It's not just random ideas. It pinpoints the company's top pain points and their biggest goals. Then it lays out the exact steps you would take to solve those problems. And crucially, you back it up with hard proof, real numbers from your past wins. And you top it all off with a 30, 60, and 90-day plan for getting them quick results. It's literally a roadmap showing them the value you're going to bring.
Okay, so if the solution asset is the jab that gets you in the door and lands you that interview, then the value validation project is the knockout punch. This is the second part of the strategy, and it's what makes you the absolute, undeniable, no-brainer choice for the job.
Now here's the critical difference. A value validation project, or VVP, is a real, tangible piece of work. It could be a mini project, a strategy document, a prototype, something that shows the employer the quality of your work. It completely removes their risk in hiring you because you're not just telling them you can do the job, you are literally showing them. You're proving it before you even get an offer.
Let's break down the difference because it's super important. The solution asset is light and diagnostic. You use it early on to get the interview. The reaction you want is, wow, this person actually gets us. The VVP, on the other hand, is deep and project-based. You use it later to win the offer. The reaction you're going for there is, wow, this person can actually do the job. See the difference? One shows you understand, the other proves you can execute.
All right, that's enough theory. It all sounds great, right? But let's see what this actually looks like in the real world. We're going to walk through a concrete example of this one-two punch in action.
So let's imagine a pharmacist trying to get a job at a big company like CVS Health. You know the competition is going to be intense. A standard, boring resume just isn't going to cut it. So here's how they would use this strategy to completely blow away the competition.
First up, the solution asset. Our pharmacist does some research and finds two huge pain points for almost any retail pharmacy: crazy long wait times for patients and major compliance risks. So they propose specific solutions, like a tech-based queue system and a new compliance log. And here's the key. They prove they can do it, mentioning they reduced prescription turnaround time by 18% in a past role. Bam! That one-page plan gets them the interview.
Now, in the interview process, they bring out the heavy hitter, the value validation project. This isn't just an idea anymore. It's a package of actual deliverables. They bring a workflow audit template, a mock-up of what a wait time dashboard could look like, even a prototype for a new compliance checklist. They even forecast the results, cutting wait times by 10 minutes and slashing compliance incidents by 20%. At this point, they're not a candidate anymore. They are an investment with a clear ROI.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds amazing, but it also sounds like a ton of work for every single application. And you're right. If you were doing it all by hand, it would be. That's why there's a way to put this entire process on hyperdrive.
This is the #1 question people have. Seriously, doesn't creating a custom asset like this for every job take hours and hours? And the answer used to be yes. That was the biggest roadblock. But that's the exact problem that this new tool was built to solve.
And that tool is called Tailor Wiz. Marcus Hall actually developed it himself to automate this entire high-impact strategy. The whole point is to give you an unfair advantage, making this advanced approach not just possible, but incredibly fast and easy for anyone. And the process couldn't be simpler. It's literally 3 steps. You upload your current resume, you copy and paste the job description you're targeting, and then you just click a button to generate your custom solution asset or value validation project. And how long does this all take? Less than 3 minutes. Seriously, a document that would normally take you hours of painful research and writing, the very document that can put you in the top 1% of candidates, can now be created in less time than it takes to make your morning coffee. This is how you scale excellence.
So let's bring this all together and talk about the final payoff, because this is what it's all about. This isn't just about getting more interviews. It's about getting high-value offers for the jobs you're actually excited about.
Just look at this contrast. Your traditional online application gives you a measly 2% shot at an interview. But when you switch to direct outreach and you're armed with a custom solution asset, that success rate can skyrocket to 70%. You're not just playing the lottery anymore. You're executing a precision-guided strategy. And these aren't just theoretical numbers. These are the actual results Marcus Hall's clients have gotten. Over 300 people hired, many of them landing jobs that pay over $200,000 a year. And get this, they're doing it in less than 2 months. Even people who had been rejected and completely ghosted for months on end before trying this. You know, when you boil it all down, this entire strategy is about one fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about this quote right here. Stop being an applicant, start being the solution. The moment you stop thinking of yourself as just another person asking for a job, and you start positioning yourself as the answer to a company's biggest problems, well, that's when everything changes. You're not asking for a job, you're offering value. And that right there is how you get hired.